The last year has proven to be incredibly challenging, and those in the hospitality industry have been hit especially hard. Impactful stories can be found in every region, city, and village. This time, we find ourselves in Philadelphia. Filmed at the height of the pandemic, we've talked to 3 people about their experiences during this time when the future was and continues to be uncertain. We hope to bring awareness to what it takes to operate a business during this time, what our chefs have endured, and how they've pushed through. It's a tribute to them, and it's a tribute to culinarians around the world. Chef Todd is the owner of 3 restaurants. He's worked extensively with landlords and vendors to remain open in business.
The hardest part of dealing with it was the emptiness, was you feel that you failed everyone. But then the weight of the business side and the closed restaurants, you just can't escape that. It's there, it's coming. If you don't make the turn, it's over. So you have to carry that too.
Every night you think of that? It's coming?
Yeah, yeah. When the lights are out, yeah, you're thinking about it. It's coming. How do you tell people who you told to trust you and that we're all going to go forward together and we're going to build and operate great restaurants? How do you say to them, hey, I think the time might be coming, brace yourself, and then to actually have that arrive and, for the first time ever, have no control over what's happening and just say, it's happening and it's happening right now. So fortunately, we were able to get the team some help. We took care of people who needed to pay their rent and couldn't make their rent. In quote unquote normal times, if you have a winter month here in Philadelphia and you have a Saturday night where you get snowed out, that's it for the month. That's a whole month you're really at risk of pulling a break even. But ultimately it comes down to working with your landlord, working with your key people in your company.
How does it work with landlords, Todd? Because I see a lot of people from the landlords are saying, just pay me when this is over with. And what I see then is a lot of landlords in 4 months' time, they're in the hole big time.
Yeah.
How does that work for you?
I guess when it comes down to it, the biggest thing is being able to offer fairness to each other. They're going to lose money. I'm going to lose money. My employees are going to struggle. So how much pain can everyone absorb to get to a better day?
What would you say will be the future of the restaurant industry?
I think this is a really great head check for everyone in the industry, from why people do it, how they get compensated, how they're respected. How do we say this is, we want to go back to running restaurants the same way? I know I want to go back to making food the same way. I know I want to go back to providing excellent hospitality. I know I want to go back to making sure the people that work with me have a sustainable lifestyle. But how do we go back? How do we go back to that? And ignore all the other things that are now so painfully obvious to the entire country? How do you ignore that?
Sometimes people think a handful of stocks that are doing well is the economy of a country, but it's not.
If it wasn't stocks, it would be gold. If it wasn't gold, it would be this investment or that investment. Investment dollars haven't gone away, on Wall Street, top of the country. But at least here in Philadelphia, that's not our market. It's concerning to me if we start to lose the people, the chefs that make the restaurant scene in Philadelphia go.
Yeah.
If we start to lose our talent pool in that respect, we'd all be the poorer for it, in my opinion.
I hope everything changes. I have hope with it, and I cannot wait until I can come in here, bring my friends, my family, and sit and eat your food. I think you're a treasure to this city, Todd. I think you've got so many more years ahead of you, and I hope that you get to stay, and I'm so thankful you have good landlords who support and believe in you, because it's people like you what make a city a city. Poi Dog was both a restaurant and a food truck that celebrated both Hawaiian and multicultural food. It was owned by Chef Kiki and a business partner. Once the pandemic hit, they had to make a decision, and they decided to close their doors permanently. Kiki believes that certain types of eateries can't feasibly stay open, but using their passion and skills, people can find other and new ways to express their creativity on a plate.
Dismantling a restaurant can be just as complicated as opening a restaurant. Because it feels almost like we just opened it. It feels like it's as much as a mess. It feels like we just painted the floors. We have pictures of us painting the Hawaiian quilt pattern on the floors with my dad. I didn't realize that that it would hit the community quite as hard. I don't think I understood what Poi Dog meant to the community and what meant to the greater community of displaced Hawaii people on the mainland than closing. So on our final service, it was a collaborative pop-up with all of our employees who had started new businesses, and we also gave them a lot of equipment. So we used our platform to celebrate the people who made us really good. So that was the best way for me to process the losing of this restaurant, because I could see the second generation. I could see it in our equipment, and I could see it in the people who were serving food out of my space. And I hope that the people who watch this see that there will be other avenues for their culinary backgrounds. Now you're going to have even more different aspects of the food industry to explore as we create new venues for the skill sets of chefs and restaurateurs.
So tell us, I think a positive thing what you said is just what's the next thing? Don't just stay down on the floor. If you get knocked down, get back up.
My dad didn't say a whole lot to me, but he was very much part of the art process of making Poi Dog into the scrappy but beautiful physical space that it was. I can't remember his exact words, but essentially it was all right, on to the next thing, you're creative, make something.
I see. So don't just, if a box has been hit and he's on the ground, get back up and join the fight. This at the moment, whilst you've gone down, you're going to get back up, that resilience. It wasn't your fault. You will get back up, and that's what we've got to do as a community. It wasn't our fault. It sucks while we're in it. It stinks, but it's important to spread the message, support each other in our industry, phone a friend, speak to them, check in with them, because if we lose our assets and we lose this, we've lost what we have as a city. Because chefs make a city.
Yeah, absolutely. I second all of that.
I'm visiting with my friend Chef Chris. We actually visited with him in 2018 when he ran his previous restaurant, Will BYOB. By August of 2019, he had opened up his new restaurant Forsythia and received rave reviews. Less than a year after opening, the pandemic forced him to temporarily shut his doors. Although the restaurant is now serving limited seating capacity, the past 6 months have given him a long time to reflect on how to properly get through these difficult times. You can't take a paycheck because of
Well,
this?
we got some funding from the SBA for the payroll protection loan, but that's 2 months of salary, that's it. Over now it's 6 months. You know, it helped out great, but now that I'm banding the fix for that one point that is way longer.
As Philadelphia, they said they were going to open up
June.
And
then like
in June?
So like we got 2 months salary, 2 months money, and you have 2 months to use it. They keep changing all the stipulations. So you get all this money, use it in 2 months. The first month goes by, we use it aggressively because we're going to open next month. Then it's, oh, you have 6 months to use it. All right. And then, you know, it's gonna add up. It's gonna add up. And now it's like every month is another month late, another month late, another month late. If you told me back in June we're going to open in September, fine, I could have game planned a little more. I had better, you know, steering route from all this mess. But, you know, when it changes every week, I owe $1 million, I owe a $500,000 debt.
You owe a $500,000 debt?
From the original business loan. So you go from working 7 hours a week to working out every day to not working at all, no income, and not losing the house. Very opposite of what I've been doing my whole adult life. But it's really hard to be alone every day, all day. But no one has said anything about mental health. And you know, what we do with our own voices in our head. My personal identity is a lot from work. You know, it's my voice, it's my social network.
Yeah.
You know, it's my outlet, it's my income.
Yeah.
You know, it's like work and then me around it, not the way around. So it's like to lose all that in a day, you know, it's kind of like what do you do?
Well, why is it, Chris, that the ego of the chef won't let them go and see a therapist? Do you think that it's okay?
It is just, you know, you're in the head honcho, you have to, almost like you can't take that heat, don't take that job.
What would you say to the chef who's at his wit's end, who hasn't got as much as, like, doesn't have the strength as much as what you have?
Really lean on your friends and your support and talk about it at first. You talk about it, get out of your head. You know, then that might be enough, or hope. You know, might give you that instant hope to have that passion again to reopen. And you're not alone. You know, we're all in it together. If you fail, if your restaurant closes, all of us look like we're dying. So
we have to support each other.
Yeah.
You know, that's the important thing, especially through this.
Yeah.
It's the perfect.
I mean, I know people died since COVID from alcohol and drugs.
They died.
And one of my close friends did. They took alcohol months.
The stress, the pressure.
You see it so much. So, you know, even that alone in our industry is not talked about.
These chefs could do something else in life, but they have chosen to keep pushing through the challenges so that they can keep cooking. What keeps them going is their deep passion for food, sharing it, and inspiring others. You can see how much sacrifice goes into serving a meal, a sense of community, and a bit of culture. Remember to support your local restaurants in the coming months. They've given us so much, and we will need to give back to them in the future. As our time in Philadelphia concludes, another uncertain day has passed for millions, and tomorrow could be the same. But understand that no matter what you're going through, you're not alone. If there's one thing we've learned from this city of brotherly and sisterly love, it's to look out for each other.